See what Steph Curry can do when he's just in the process of trying to get himself back into it. That's not bad, even if he stopped right there. Do you think, CC, that we've seen the Warriors at their absolute best yet?
You know, I don't think. Back to what Kevin Durant said. A question to you guys. If Steph Curry was a dog, what kind of dog would he be?
Oh,
because he said he let the dog
Labradoodle.
What kind of dog? He'd be a nice dog, right?
Yeah,
kind of a poodle.
I thought you really wanted an actual dog name. I apologize. Go ahead, as you were.
No problem. I just thought that was
okay. Yeah,
me and being a dog lover.
Oh yeah, you being a dog lover, absolutely.
Let the dog off the leash. Steph Curry, what he brings to Golden State, it's you can't speak about it just one thing, because what he does for Draymond, what he does for Clay, the lack of pressure on Kevin Durant, where he's able to thrive. But the question is, have we seen their best? No, absolutely. It's impossible to see their best, for one, because Steph wasn't there for part of the series, and they haven't been challenged. This last series, Utah was out two-thirds of
New Orleans,
and without two-thirds of oh, excuse me.
You're
okay,
fine.
Golden State, they haven't been challenged because of the lack of professional. The Spurs don't have their team.
Right. Well, both the guys. The point. I know exactly where you're going. I got you. Both these guys teams were without one of their two best players.
Yes.
Kawhi Leonard's out in round one.
Couldn't get the numbers together.
I got you.
Absolutely.
Two out of three. I got you.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins out in round two. And these were series where the Warriors were overwhelming favorites going into each of them. And so what we saw them, in my opinion, at their best in moments. The couple times these games are close at halftime, except for game three, what did we see? The Warriors come out in the third quarter
blitz
and beat the brakes off you. They started the third quarter last night 25-4. Like they have now played 92 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
They have given full effort for 48 minutes, 0 times.
But because they have the ability to literally turn it on when they want to turn it on, when they feel like they
really do. I just don't believe you can be at your best until you're challenged. That's either by a coach, either by the talent that they have. And we know the Spurs, shorthanded. We know the Pelicans, the lack of depth, the lack of shooters that they have, lack of bodies that they can throw at Kevin Durant. So, no, I'm not disappointed in what they've done. I think they've done well getting Steph back in. I like the fact that he did more, and we saw his best in last night's game. But Harden and Chris Paul and what they provide for Houston will bring out the best in Golden State. I believe we will see their best basketball.
One guy has been at his best this postseason, Draymond. Draymond has been, when Steph was gone, Draymond, not Kevin Durant, Draymond said, I am going to claim the mantle of emotional leader of this team, defensive leader of this team, heartbeat of this team. You saw Draymond Green, whether it was texting Kevin Durant at 4 a.m. before Game 4, saying, we need a huge game from you, and KD responding with 38 points. Whether it was Draymond Green taking on the challenge of, yeah, you want to start the Hamptons 5? I'll guard one of the 6 best players in the world, Anthony Davis, and do my best. Whether it was Draymond Green being peacemaker, when KD last night got upset because he thought someone stepped under his feet, and Draymond grabbing KD before he could do something foolish. Draymond this postseason now is giving you 13, 12, and 9. He's almost averaging a triple-double for the postseason. He just did average a triple-double for the series, the first Warrior to ever do it. Draymond's been extraordinary. The rest of the Warriors have been good when they've needed to be.
Extraordinary, yes, but also the one word that this Warriors team, I think, needs to focus on, consistent. He's actually, of the 4, he's been the most consistent throughout the postseason. Not too high, not too low, on both sides of the ball. And I think if we're going to look at one player of the 4 to be the guy that was going to hold everybody together, it certainly wasn't going to be Draymond Green.
No, but that's what makes him really special, Jenna. And you're right about that. When you talk about consistency based on Draymond's emotion and everything, you're not going to look at KD, Steph, and Clay and be like, wow, the most consistent guy is going to be Draymond.
But let's talk about the Pelicans just for a second, because we saw what happened in Game 5. And the narrative with regards to Boogie Cousins has changed a lot over the course of the season. First it was, oh, they'll never win without Boogie. Then it was, hey, they don't need Boogie. Anthony Davis is doing enough on his own to carry this team. Then you saw what happened in this game. I wonder if that has changed at all, and now we're thinking maybe this team does need Boogie Cousins.
I think it has changed when you look at the firepower that they have in the Western Conference, and I believe a lot of it will be based on their superstar. and you saw him demand Boogie Cousins. After the game, people talked to Anthony, what do you think about Boogie Cousins? Man, we need Boogie Cousins. So to me, sign Boogie Cousins to a short-term deal. Sign him to a 2-year deal. The reason why, your superstar wants him there, but then the pressure goes on to the coach, Alvin Gentry. I need you to continue playing at the pace that you played at after Boogie. Now, see if we can get the same type of results from the Twin Towers, but Gentry's got the responsibility. They have to keep playing at that pace because that pace which made them formidable in the Western Conference.
And you, at the very least, have to be able to toggle the pace up and down. If you can't play at quite that pace when Boogie's on the court, you have to have your team conditioned so when Boogie is off the court for 12 or 14 minutes a game, you can go right back to the pace. That's tough. That's a tough coaching job, but I think Gentry is up for it. I do not think you can let one of the 12 best players in the league walk away and get nothing in return. I just don't. I think you have to re-sign Boogie. Now, if it doesn't work, if you don't look as good, then he becomes a trade chip unless he is just doesn't recover from his injury whatsoever. You have to bring him back to see if it can work, and if not, so you can get something in return. I feel like they've got to re-sign him.
All right, the table is set for the Western Conference Finals. It is the Warriors. It is the Rockets. It is as predicted. Coming up, though, we'll talk some football. Will the Giants' offense be as good?